Hello everyone. Welcome to another A Funny Thing or a Not So Funny Thing Happened. Today I'm going to tell you about something that happened to me that is, without a doubt, one of the weirdest and most frustrating and most memorable days of my life. So, let me just break it down for you. I live in a town now where I only have a theater that plays one movie per week. Yeah, it kind of sucks. At least in my hometown back there, I was an hour's drive away from a theater that had, 6 screens, so I could basically watch whatever. But I was really in the mood for seeing a movie. And so I looked up the movie that was playing this week, and it was, yeah. So, no way I was ever going to see that. And so I decided I was going to take a trip to the city. I live in a kind of a city, but it's not a big city. And so I was going to take a trip to Regina. That is the city in Saskatchewan, the capital city. And it's about 2 hours away. So I get my plans out. I'm going to see Kingsman. I'm going to go there, get in early and see Kingsman as the matinee. Then I'm going to go over to the cheap theater in Regina and see both Selma and Birdman, because I hadn't seen those yet and I really wanted to. So I get everything planned out. Everything's good to go. I wake up the next morning, I kind of sleep in a little bit, so I look at the time, I couldn't catch the 1 o'clock matinee, but I'll still be able to catch the 3 o'clock, or the 4 o'clock. It was going to be 4 o'clock for the matinee there. So before I go, I spent some money on lunch, about $12.15. That's going to be there for a reason. Don't worry. Then I spent some money on gas, which is $37.51. So then I get on the road, and I'm going down, and nothing interesting seems to be going up. The most interesting thing that happens is I come to one of those automatic red light, green light construction zone things, and I have to go down like a makeshift road on the side, which was interesting. But in any case, nothing's interesting going on. And so I'm driving, and then the wind starts picking up, and I'm like, oh, okay. Some snow's getting blown my way, and I'm just like, okay, whatever. And then it goes full-on blizzard. It starts snowing all over, getting in my face. This is like me driving in, the end of Frozen when all the snow's happening everywhere. I'm driving in that weather. I can barely see 2 feet in front of my face while driving. The snow is coming down. It's going everywhere, and I'm going oh, I don't know, whoa, this is bad, this is really, really bad. And so then I'm driving, and I'm going a lot slower than I thought it was going to be because, I'm behind other people, and I'm not going to pass somebody on a road where I can't even see if there's anybody coming the other way. So it takes me forever and ever, but I finally get to Regina, and I'm like, okay, I'm finally here at Regina. I'm just gonna pull over here and get my cell phone out. So I get my cell phone out, and I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna find where the theater is and just go there. I'm in here at 3 o'clock, and the movie starts at 4, but at least if I know where the theater is, I can just take it out of my mind and don't have to worry about it. Maybe I'll just hang out there for an hour or whatever. So I'm looking on my phone, go to Google Maps, no signal. I'm like, what? That doesn't make any sense. What do you mean, no signal? So I restarted. No network, no signal. It had occurred to me that I had not paid my phone bill. So some features might have been taken away. So I'm panicking now because I'm like, I don't know where this place is. I didn't even write down the address because I had it in my phone, and my phone was going to lead me there. And so I'm like, oh shoot. And so panicking, I pull over into a McDonald's, and the wind, I get out, and it's like, and so I was a little worried, so I used their free Wi-Fi, and I tried to access Google Maps, would not do it. And so I decided to do the most logical and thought-through scenario. Let's look for it on our own. Yeah, let's just drive around and look for it. I'll probably be able to find it, even though I haven't been there before. So I get in my car and I start driving around. And if it wasn't bad enough that I'm just looking for a theater that I've never been in and don't even know the address to, and I'm just driving around randomly. If that wasn't bad enough, I also have the fact that it is snowing so much I can't even see anything. So I am driving around, and I'm thinking, how am I going to find this place? I'm looking at my map, because I actually do have a map, and I'm like, I don't even know how I'm going to find this place. This is absolutely ridiculous. And I'm looking at my phone trying to get it to work. It is not working at all. So I'm just driving down. I'm like, okay, I think this is a road, and that's not the name of the road I thought I was on, but oh well, keep going, and then all of a sudden I'm in a residential park area called, like, the Village or something like that. I don't remember, but I'm like, what the? This isn't right. So I turn around and go back, and I I find a Best Buy. I'm like, there, boom! And I turn into the Best Buy, and I get inside, and I go in there, and you know how Best Buy has these computers already all set up so you can just see what, you know, what it would be like to be on there? So I go in there, and it's hooked up to the internet, so I go onto Google Maps, find the cinema. This is, right now, the time is about, like, 3:50, 3:45, something like that, and I look at it, and I type in the cinema, at least the one I think is right, because, you know, there's multiple cinemas, and so I type in the cinema, and it says about 10 minutes away. I'm like, good, if I can get there, I can, right now, if I can get there, I can see the movie Kingsman before it's gone. And so I look around, and I type in the right place, and it's 10 minutes away. So I take my camera, and I take a photo of the directions, and then I realized, wait a minute, I can't even see this on my phone. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna have to do something that I never thought I'd have to do, but me getting lost has happened much more than I would ever want it to. So while I was in the Best Buy, I went over, and I bought a GPS. I looked in the case, I'm like, okay, I don't want to spend a whole lot of money on this, so, excuse me, do you have that $75 one? Oh, no, we're all out of that one. Well, how about that $99 one? No, we're all out of that one. So, well, what's the cheapest one you have? This one, $120. Add that to the counter, $120. I'm already spending way more on this trip than I ever bargained for. So I can't even plug this in to charge it. So I turn it on, and it's on, like, this much charge. And I type in, I type in the name of the theater and the place. Although, no, first I go to theaters listings, and I click it, and it says no theater listings. I'm like, what? I know there's at least 4 theaters at least here in Regina, and it says no theater listings. I'm like, okay, so I type in the address of where the theater is. Okay, so I go put it in gear. My car is stuck in a parking lot. There was so much snow out there that my car got stuck in a parking lot. My car is acting up on me, so it is, like, not able to, let's just say it's not able to go forward that well. Okay, it's going backwards a lot. Great. It's going backwards okay, but its forward sucks. It seems to, like, stop every time I need to stop, and the forward, it just really struggles with forward momentum. I don't know why. But I was stuck. And fortunately, I live in Canada, so we had a couple of real nice people. They came, and they saw that my car wasn't going in the middle of a blizzard, right? And they said, you know what? We're going to help you. And I'm like, thank you very much. And so they came and they pushed my car out. I'm like, thank you very much. I've got the address into the GPS, and I'm going. Then I'm looking at the time. It is already 4:24 something. And I'm like, okay, I'm not going to be able to even make it to this Kingsman film. I'm not going to be able to get there in time. And I'm like, well, the address I'm going to is a theater where Kingsman is playing, but not the theater where the other 2 movies that I'm going to see are playing. So what is the point? I'm going to this other... it's the only address I know, so I'm going to this other theater, even though that's not even the theater that I need to go to, because the other movies that I'm going to see are at another theater. So I don't even know what to do anymore. So I'm just following the GPS. I'm going down. So I finally get to the Cineplex Odeon Theater. And I'm like, well, maybe if they have another showing. I don't know if they do or not. But, you know, I go in there, like, maybe I'll just skip it. And at this point, I'm looking, those roads are so bad, I'm thinking, well, I'm just going to have to sleep in my car because I'm cheap and I don't want to rent a hotel. room, so I'm just probably going to just sleep in my car and stay here and maybe see whatever movie I missed the next morning. So I get to the Cineplex Odeon Theater and I go in, and the only movie that's going to be playing is going to be at 7. And I still want to go see Birdman and Selma. In fact, I want to see those more than Kingsman, even though I want to do a review on Kingsman. But the Kingsman movie starts at 7, and that would make it impossible for me to see either Birdman or Selma in time. So I'm like, okay, screw this, I gotta find the Rainbow Cinema, but I don't know how. Then I looked over and I saw something that I didn't think I'd see ever again, or at least need to use ever again. A phone booth. Not exactly a phone booth, but a payphone. A payphone was there. I'm like, yes, they have phone books, and I can look up the cinema. So I go over there, and I open the book, and I look in the name, and I brought the GPS in with me. So I'm like, I look at Rainbow Cinema, I type in the address, and it's like, okay, it knows where it is. I'm like, yes. And so I run and get in my car, and I'm going down the road, and the power goes out. The battery's dead. I'm like, no, I'm not there yet. I don't even know where to go. I'm like, okay, come on. So I do the thing where, when your batteries kind of die, it's not all dead, it's only mostly dead. And so you press it, and it goes on again. So now I'm, like, following the kilometers, because I'm in Canada, so we use kilometers. So I'm following okay, it says 2 kilometers to the next turn. So I turn it off, and then drive, and I'm looking for the name of the next turn, and I'm going by, and I'm looking for Albert Street, the streets I'm looking for. And so I'm going there, I'm like, okay, where is it? And I turn it back on again, I'm like, okay, I'm now like 40 meters, or 400 meters away, so it's good. And then I turn, and then I see it. I finally see the street where the theater is going to be on, Albert Street. I'm like, yes! And it's gone for good. So I know that the theater is on the street. However, I don't know which direction. I don't know if it's that way or if it's that way, because it just the GPS was just taking me to which street. It wasn't actually taking me to the exact place of the theater. So I know it's in a mall. I don't know what mall. So I'm driving around, and I'm going down, and I'm like, I don't see anything. This could be a very long drive, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to have to do the one thing that I promised myself as a man I'd never do. I'm going to have to ask for directions. At the very least, just to tell which direction I'm going. Am I going this way, or am I going to go that way? So I pull into a gas station, and this time I nearly get stuck again. I'm like, there's a, when your car's moving inch by inch by inch, and you're like, I don't want to do it. And so I turn and I park across the street, because there's a clear parking lot over there. So I'm like, oh yeah, I'm going to park over there. So I park over there, and so when I go into the gas station, of course, I buy a bag of chips to make it seem like the directions were an afterthought. I'm just going to buy these chips, and do you know where the theater is? And the woman says, yes, it is just down there. You go that way and you'll find it. I'm like, okay, I know where to go now. Woo! And then I look at the window. She said, it's in a mall. It's in a blah, blah, blah mall. And I'm like, okay, it's in the mall. Okay, I'll be able to just look for the mall, right? And then I look outside, and there is an old lady who just got her vehicle stuck. Not like a grandma, but, an older lady. And, well, she could have been a grandma, but, not like an old lady, but she needed help. And I'm like, look, if I can accept help from other people to help get my vehicle out, then I can lend a hand. So I go out there, and one of the employees is actually helping too, and we both push, and we get our car unstuck. I'm like, alright, great. So then I get in, and I start driving, and I realize now I don't remember the name of the mall. So I keep driving, keep going. I'm like, okay, I'll just see it. I keep going down the road, and then all of a sudden I come to a bridge, and now I'm going in a residential area. I'm like, oh, did I miss it? Oh, I missed it, didn't I? So I turn around, and I go back, and I keep going, and I don't see anything. And so then I keep going down the road, and I pass the place where she said it was that way. So now I'm thinking, okay, this is getting ridiculous. And I'm getting a little scared, because now my vehicle is starting to shake. I'm literally, it's going like, it is shaking, and I'm like, okay, this is not good. I don't want my vehicle to blow up while I'm in Regina. That would not be something I want to tell my parents. So now my car is literally shaking. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is not good. So I keep on going back down the road where I was, and I find a Wendy's. So I'm like, oh, okay. It's around 5 o'clock. The movie starts at 6:40. I remember that, and I'm just gonna have to ask directions again. But since it's supper time, I'm just gonna go into Wendy's and casually bring it up, like. So I go in there and I order a Baconator, and I'm just like, yeah, do you know where the Rainbow Cinema Theater is? And this time, this different girl, of course, she says, oh, it's way down there. She points in the directions that I was heading down. I'm like, oh, she's like, way down on the south side. I'm like, but it's off of this road, right? She's like, yeah, you go by this steakhouse, and you'll see it, and it'll be right there, and you just keep going down. And I'm like, ugh, this is what happens to me. I go down something, and then my mind says, no, this isn't right, and then I go back and I find out that it was right all along. This is a bad habit for me. And so I'm like, okay. So I order Wendy's. As I said, I ordered Wendy's Baconator, so that adds another $10.17 to the mix. So I'm like, okay, I know where it is. I go out of Wendy's, and I'm like, I know exactly where to just keep going till you see it. And now, all right, so I get out, and I'm stuck again. I'm stuck for the second time. The second time today, my vehicle is now stuck in the snow, and it won't back up because it's like, here's the way. My car is like right here, and there's a dip, like a little median right here, and a parking area, and my car is slowly slipping into the parking area. I'm like, no, I finally know where to go. I finally know I'm gonna die here. And then I look across the street, and there's another guy trying to get in, and his car is stuck. So we're both, like, trying to get our cars out of this area, and we're both stuck. And he gets his free first, and then he comes over to me, and, he lends a hand and pushes, and we finally get my car out, and I give him a thank you wave, and I'm like, thank you. So this time I'm going down the road, and I keep going, and then I realize I've forgotten the name of the steakhouse she told me. I'm like, oh, shoot, what was it? It was something with a name. Was it Kelly's? No, it wasn't Kelly's. It was Tony Roman. No, it wasn't Tony Roman. And I'm like, oh, doesn't matter. I know it's on this road, and I'm going to keep going. So I go down the road, and I go past the bridge, which had a lot of Canadian flags on it, which made me feel very proud. But I keep going, and there I see the steakhouse, Original Joe's. I'm like, that was it. And then I look over, and there's the theater. After all this time, after all this work, there it is. Anyway, I'm finally there. Finally, after all this driving. Let me put it this way. It was about 6 o'clock when I got there. I left at 12. So that was about 6 hours of driving, with very little stops. Just for, stopping for here, there, this, that, the next thing. So I could not tell you how happy I was when I finally found that thing. And so it's about 6 o'clock, so I got 40 minutes. 40 minutes, I got time to kill. So I still got time. So I go in there, buy my ticket, and I get inside, and there's an arcade, so I'm like, okay. So then I go over and I go to Crazy Taxi, that's some crazy taxi. And I put 4 tokens in, and yeah, that's a rip. And I'm ready to go, and I set my record. The highest, the best I've ever done. I normally like, a Class D license. Is that your best? I don't think so. But I got a Class B license. A Class B. I'm like, yeah, how on earth am I better at Crazy Taxi when I actually have a steering wheel and a gas pedal? You think that after all that I'd be sick of driving, but you can't get sick of driving when you're driving in Crazy Taxi. In any case, I did my best, didn't set a record, but in any case, it was time for the movie to start. I go in and I watch Birdman. I loved it. I loved Birdman. I mean, that movie, Michael Keaton is my pick to, I think he's hands down should win for Best Actor, because that was such a great performance, such a great movie. It was perfect for him. It was such an experience, and I'm not going to review it because, you know, this is a video of a funny thing happened, not a review, and I'm not going to review it later because it's already been out for so long that I had to watch in the cheap theater. But, you know, now that I've seen Birdman, it comes to the point where now I'm asking myself, what am I going to do? Am I going to stay and see Selma? Or am I going to go back home? Or am I going to just or am I not even going to drive home? Am I going to just, because if that wind is like that at night, no way am I driving home in that weather. I'm not going to risk that. So I'm like, you know what? I didn't come all this way to see one movie. I came to see 3. But if I can't see 3, I'm at least going to see 2. So I go back out there, and I put some more tokens into X-Men versus Street Fighter, and lose the second round. Yeah. Anyway, then I go back in and I see Selma. And let me tell you, I've seen a lot of movies that usually have this kind of like white guilt mentality where people like me, we should feel guilty over the stuff we've done, like 12 Years a Slave or stuff like, I don't know, other movies like that. This was the first time I've ever actually felt guilty for my race in a film. Because, you know, when you think about it, it was not that long ago. Not that long ago, and the things that went down there, it made me... I didn't cry, but my eyes watered. Well, not water. I mean, I didn't mean, like, tears didn't come from my eyes, but I'm like, I can now say, now that I've seen it, Selma got gypped. Okay? The actor playing Martin Luther King Jr. should have got nominated. I still think that out of the two... Michael Keaton's performance in Birdman is probably better because it's more dynamic. Let me say, when it comes to in comparison to the two movies, when it comes to the themes going on in the film and the undergoing layers throughout the film, I think Birdman is probably better, but man, does Selma hit you with the right emotion, and you feel for it, and you, like when you have scenes where Dr. Martin Luther King is giving a speech, and you have people in the audience, in the church where he's giving the speech going, Amen! Oh, no! Oh, yes! And I wanted to say, like, yes, Amen! Right there in the theater, but since there were other people in the theater, I didn't. But, you know, you wanted, like, just say, yes, this is the way things are, this is the way things need to be, the basic human rights. And I walked out of that theater, and I was very happy with both films. And so now I get into my car, and I look around, and you know what? The wind has died down. So it's not that windy anymore. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to drive home. It's already like 11 o'clock at night, and I have a 2-hour drive. But I'm like, alright, I'm going to drive home. But I have no idea where I am in Regina right now. I'm like in the middle of nowhere in there. Like I barely got there on my own. So I'm like, okay, so I need to find a place. Oh, by the way, I add the 2 theaters tickets to score $5. So I'm like, okay, what do I gotta do? I gotta find a place so I can get this charged. So I need to get this charged. So I'm driving around, and I go to a Shell gas station. And I figured since I'm there, I'm gonna fill up. So I fill up with gas, and then I go inside, and I buy this. Because I need to get this thing charged. So I buy this, and then I ask the people there, is there any place I could plug in my GPS so I can figure out a way out of here? And the guy goes, well, you could just go down that road and that road. I'm like, well, look, I'm horrible with directions. You're going to say that, and then I'm going to forget, and I'm going to get confused which way to go. I won't remember if he said right or left, so I'd rather just charge my GPS that I bought today. So I pay for my gas and some shit, and a bag of beef jerky and a ginger ale and a water, and because I'm preparing for the trip. So I plug it into the wall, and I'm just sitting there, and I'm a little bored, and I'm just like, well, maybe I'll look at the magazines, and of course I find something. So I just saw the Survivor 30 official CBS Collector's Edition magazine. Just had Jeff Probst talking a lot about Survivor. I don't know if you guys know this, but I am a humongous Survivor fanatic. I've seen every season of the show. I love it. It is one of my favorite TV shows of all time. And basically, I bought this, and so this with the gas and the treats, let's see, it was $46.91 for the gas and the snacks, and we also had $12.59 for the magazine. Yeah, spending way more than I ever thought I was going to on this trip. So anyway, I'm reading this, and about 10-15 minutes goes by. I'm like, okay, that should be enough, because I don't need this GPS to tell me how to get to Yorkton, or my hometown, the place I'm living. I just needed to tell me how to get out of Regina and get onto the main road. So I'm like, okay, this should be enough. I unplug it, type in the thing, type in my address, and I get on the road, and I'm following the instructions, and then before I know it, I'm out of Regina, but I'm not on the main drag. In fact, it then tells me to turn right, and I'm turning, but it's down a back road. It's down like this gravel road, and I'm like, what the heck is going on? This is not the road I came in on. And it's probably because I was in a different part of town, so we recalculated my course, but I was like, okay, this is not right, and then it tells me to turn that, and no. No, it cannot go off on me while I'm in the middle of nowhere and I have no idea where I am. So I turn it on, and it's just like, okay, and then 9 kilometers turn right, so I turn it off. I keep on driving, I'm driving, then I go to check, 2 kilometers, okay. And then by the time I finally get to a turn, I'm going down another back road, and I'm like, this is not right, where I am, I'm in the middle of nowhere, I have no idea where I am. Why couldn't I finally just find the road I'm supposed to go on, and just drive home like a normal person? And so, then, I go to check again, dead for good, would not turn on long, like, it would turn on, but it wouldn't turn on long enough for me to recalculate the trajectory of where I am, and I wouldn't be able to tell. So my GPS, which I have just bought today, is now worthless, and I have no idea where I am. So I'm driving down this road straight. I'm just going straight. I have no idea if I'm supposed to turn. I have no idea where I'm supposed to turn or what. So I'm just going, oh God, please let me come out of this alive, or at least go to a town where I can look on my map. And so then I come to this town, I look, and I'm like, oh good, like it's like Edgerton or something like that. It's a small town in the middle of nowhere. So I look over, and I'm like, okay. So I look, and the town says, where the past, the present, and the future all live. I'm like, did I die? Is this me just in constant driving? Is this my punishment or something like that? Anyway, I go to look for my map, and No. This cannot be happening. This cannot be happening. My map is gone. My map is gone. I have no idea where it is. I don't know if I took it in somewhere and it fell out of my pocket, but it is gone. I cannot find it. So I have no idea where I am. I have no map. My cell phone will not work. My GPS is dead, and I have no means to charge it, and this town doesn't have a gas station where I can go in and charge it. So now I am screwed. No idea where I am. No idea what road to turn. No idea where to go. So I just decide, God, I'm going to leave it in your hands, and I'm going to drive straight. I'm just going to drive straight until I come to a town or some place big enough that has a gas station where I can charge my GPS and find the right way or something. I'm just going to drive straight. I never felt so lost in all of my life. In the middle of nowhere, some back road where I have no idea where I am in the pitch darkness. At least it's not snowing like it was before, but I am lost and I have no idea where to go. So, I keep going down the road. I'm like, oh, please let this lead to somewhere. I don't want to end up going off a cliff or something. But then again, I'm in Saskatchewan, so that's highly unlikely. Anyway, so I just keep going. I'm like, let this lead to somewhere, please. And it comes out onto a highway, and I look, and I see the sign that says Yorkton, that way. And I was exuberant. I'm like, yes! If you don't know, that's where I live. I'm like, yes! I could not tell you how sad I'm like, thank you, God. I was so excited because now I knew where to go. Like, I had directions. I didn't know how far away I was. I knew where to go, and I knew how to get there. And I was like, thank you, Lord. This is the last, like, I may be pissed at my GPS, but I am now, whenever I'm going anywhere that I don't necessarily know exactly where to go, I'm using the stinking GPS, and it's going to be fully charged, and I was so happy. And so on the drive, I go, and would have been uneventful, except, remember in the beginning I talked about that stoplight, that automatic thing that then I had to go down a back road? Kind of forgot about that. So when I came to, so I see this light, I'm like, what the heck is this? Oh, whatever. And then I see these yellow markers that say, do not pass. I'm like, slam on the brakes, which is not good to do if you're in winter and you don't have winter tires on. And so I'm like, didn't hit anything, but I was close. So I had to put it in reverse, back it up, go down this little back road around. And finally, 2:42 in the morning, I finally got home. I collapsed on my bed, and the first thing that I said to myself before going to sleep is, tomorrow morning, I'm making a video of this. Because this is a day that I will never forget. I'm going to make sure somebody else doesn't forget it either. And that was my series of unfortunate events and a couple of good movies that I found, and I thought I was going to just spend, maybe $100. Ended up spending that. So, in the end, what's the moral of the story? Pay your phone bill. Be sure to check out more of my other videos on my channel, and wait for more coming soon.